Good morning to one and all. How are you all doing? I hope you're all good. I got a parcel from Amazon. It arrived early actually. It wasn't supposed to arrive until another few days, and it arrived yesterday. So we'll chuff with that. It's just the black top belonging to this one, the same as this one, but black. So I did wear this top yesterday when we went out with our wonderful friends, Sharon and Martin. Got on all right with it actually, if I'm honest. I did fold it. I'll tell you what I did do. Right, so that's how it was. And I was feeling, you know. So what I did is rolled it down another one so I don't feel it so much there. So yeah, I did cope with that all right. So I've got a black one, so I'll just quickly open this anyway. Yeah, I don't know what sort of filming I'm going to be doing today. Because we had a massive dinner out with Sharon and Martin yesterday. We had a wonderful dinner, a Sunday dinner. I said to Dan, I was still talking about it late last night. It all tasted like homemade. It wasn't just like your average buffet, like going to Toby Carvery. Anyway, it was wonderful. I hardly touched it, if I'm quite honest, because I felt I got full really quick. So yeah, anyway, I don't fancy big massive dinner again now today. So we were supposed to be having stew, let's say today or whenever. But anyway, it don't matter. So we're just going to have Mazzy McMuffins today. Egg and bacon, like a McDonald's breakfast bap. So anyway, yeah, this is my second jumper. Seems strange, doesn't it? It came from the same place, but it took longer. I had to go through customs and all that. I'm not going to try this one on, just for the fact that it's the same as this, isn't it? I do feel like on the black one, though, maybe I should have gone a little bit smaller. These are only a large, actually, by the way. Let me just double check that. Yeah, they're only a large anyway. But it's nice to be roomy in them anyway. I don't like it where it shows like your lumps and bumps. So I'll save that for when, well, I'm not saving it for anything particular. If I need to wear it, I'll wear it. But I brought these two to bring to when we go to York. I just don't really want to be bringing big hoodies and then putting a jacket over a big hoodie and then your jacket and then you're all puffed out like that. Anyway, yeah, so I don't know where my vlog's going today. I've got a bit of washing on, so my wash basket's empty now, but I'm not planning on cleaning today. I've done a load of cleaning sort of yesterday and the day before, so it's going to be a bit more of a relaxing day today, so I probably won't get a vlog up today. But yeah, if you'd like to see us go when we went off with Sharon and Martin, please go back to the Travel Trolls video from yesterday, which will probably be 2 days by now. Fantastic day out with them. Yep, so I don't know what I'm going to be doing today, if I even pick the camera up again. And good morning. I did say that I probably wasn't going to film anymore yesterday, didn't I? Today is the day. Today is the day. We're going to make a stew, a beef stew. So I've actually gone back on one of my old recipes just to sort of recap what I did basically, because I always remember that particular one being lovely, apart from there's a couple of differences. With that one I made roast potatoes. I'm not planning on making roast potatoes, I'm planning on a tiny little bit of mash. Also with that one I think I had rump steak, that was all I could get my hands on, which turned out beautiful. And I'm talking about in that video, oh, I don't want that cubed ice stuff. Well, I've got that cubed ice stuff. Yeah, I'm not too happy about it. But anyway, we're going to go with it, see how it turns out. So for this, I'm going to be doing a mushroom one, basically. Mushroom it. You can put whatever you want in it. There's no rules, but whatever you want. Like my twin sister said to me, oh yeah, make sure you get some leeks. Me and Dan hates leeks. Absolutely hate, not leeks, what is it? Celery. Celery is what she said. Can't stand the celery. So I'm going to be doing some mushrooms, some carrots and some onion inside the stew. On the side, we're going to have some bit of mashed potato, swede. Now I know a lot of people might then chop up the swede into cubes and dice it and put it into their stew as well. For one, I'm really funny with cubed veg. I don't know why, it just reminds me of school dinners and it makes me sick. I don't know why. So anyway, we're going to have a blob of swede next to our mashed up, you know. So that's how I'm going to be doing that. So also I'm going to be making all the gravy and stuff from scratch as well. So I say from scratch, you know what I mean. Right, so first things first, I need to start, like the carrots now, I do like to pre-parboil these, because if not, they don't, you know, they can actually turn out quite hard. Now I brought these particular ones because I want to keep these ones whole. Once again, I'm a little bit funny with sliced you know, circled veg, but you know, I'm not saying I haven't eaten it before, that's not what I'm saying, but if I've got a choice and I'm making it, I'm going to make whole carrots. So you might think I'm weird on this bit, but I'm not actually going to, I was going to strip the carrots. Oh, some of them are, see, that's the thing, when you send somebody, that's too big, that's way too big, so I might have to cut that one in half. Anyway, I'm not going to peel them, I'm just going to leave them whole, even those bits. I might trim those bits off a little bit. That's just how I want to do it today. So I need to get these parboiled anyway. Let's flick you around. Where's my knife? Oh, there's my knife. Yeah, I'll see if I can. I don't really want to be cutting them all off properly. That's all I'm going to be doing. And with the mushrooms, I think I'm actually going to be putting them in whole as well. So the last few stews that I have ever made, I've made it in a slow cooker. Now I'm going to be honest, it makes a fine stew, it does. But you can't beat having a stew done in the oven. I really do believe that. A stew done properly in the oven is an awful lot better. Now I'm thinking this might be a lot of carrots actually. But anyway, I'll parboil them all. Ooh, let me just get a saucepan. So with this as well, and the only way to get these perfectly nice as well is in the oven as well. It's dumplings. I'm going to be doing some dumplings. See, Dan's a bit funny with dumplings if they're not browned and stuff. So I want to get those nice and brown. So I'm just going to parboil them. Some of them I might chop down the middle, like this one. Slice it downwards. Let me just do that like that. It's absolutely fine. Is there any other? Right, there's two more big ones, so I'll do that as well. Right, this is a lot of carrot. But the thing with making this stew, I'm hoping it's going to be like 2 days worth of dinner. So I may as well get on as much as I can.
Not a stew though, is it?
It is a stew.
It's not though, is it? It's a casserole. She's doing it in the oven. Well,
that's how I want to do it. Yeah, that's another debate as well, isn't it? But I'm not up for debates. I'm doing it the way I want to do it. Right, let's get those on the hob. So I will only be doing it in the oven if I've got a big enough dish, by the way, as well. I suppose I could do 2 dishes. I've got 2 dishes. But for start off, also, I'm going to actually be browning off the meat in this and then pouring it into my dish. I think that's how I'm going to do that. Right, so at this point, I'm just going to chop some onions as well. So I'm up nice and early to do this, because once I've got it all sort of prepared, it's going to still take a few hours in the oven. So then at that point I can decide, like, let's say at a certain time, and say, right, I'm going to switch that on now, but it's already in the dish, isn't it? So now I had somebody comment, I can't remember your name, I took a photo of it, but I haven't got my phone with me, say to me how they now sort of prepare their dinners early, and it helps them out a lot during the day to get on with other stuff and that, and then come later on, it just makes everything so much simpler. It really does. I know some of you might laugh at me for preparing tea so early, but you know, I only do it with stuff that, you know, like, you know, that can be done at the last sort of minute. It can be done prior, so to say. Right, so I'm using red onion for this. Now also there was another difference as well. I think I had I bought some red wine especially for that stew on my old video, but I don't have red wine. Not a massive fan of the red wine anyway, but it would have brought some nice flavour to it.
but I haven't got it anyway, so if you do have it, yeah, just pour a little bit in. So I'm just going to use 3 onions. Just see how I get on with that. So with the onions, I'm not going to do too big of a chunks. I'm just going to do that. That'll be fine. I don't want too much onion, if I'm totally honest, anyway. Yeah, so with like a stew or a casserole, call it whatever you want. I know like one of them are called one or the other, aren't they, depending whether it's done on the hob or done in the oven. I don't know, it doesn't matter, you can call it what you want. There's no rules to cooking. How many times I hate it, honestly. I'm going to be honest, I hate it when people are so corrective just because maybe you don't do things the way that they do things. But we're all different, we all like things different, and I'm going to be honest, there is no rules to cooking. Right, that's plenty of onions, so I'm not going to do no more on that. So at this stage then, I'm going to peel these mushrooms ready to go in as well. I might have to chop the mushrooms because I can't see how I'm going to have a big enough dish for this. We'll see. Because yeah, these do take up a lot of room, don't they? Yeah, maybe I'll do them into quarters at least. Yeah, they are big mushrooms. Now I keep the stalks now, just because there's no, you know, they're still good to eat, aren't they? I never used to. I'd be that one in the supermarket. You know, who remembers the days where you just pick up as many sort of mushrooms as you want, loose mushrooms? Well, I was always that one that would take the stalks off because I used to think, ew, I'm not paying for that, you know, extra weight. Anyway, don't sell them like that anymore, do they? So that's as much mushrooms as I'm doing. I think I was 4 big ones left in the punnet, so practically a whole punnet. I could have used the whole punnet, but I decided actually I might need them 4 for a different dish. So this is the lean beef we're using today. I've got a feeling this was about £7 odd. So for me, I feel like that's quite expensive for what this meat is. I'm going to tell you why I don't like this meat as well. They're just scraggy little bits. Like you get this, don't know the proper name for it, sinuette, like that stringy stuff on there. Absolutely hate that. Now if I had a real steak, I would have chopped that up and you wouldn't have gotten that. So it's like they just chuck in any old stuff in here, don't they? Look at it, look. I'm not a big fan of it, gonna be honest, not a big fan of it. But anyway, I promised my twin sister that I'm gonna give this a go because she reckons it's really nice. It better be. So come to think of it, I do think I'm going to have to use 2 dishes. With the amount of mushrooms, the amount of carrots, I'm going to have to put it into 2 Pyrex dishes. It's fine, it's absolutely fine. Right, with this, so I'm going to brown the meat off first. Oh, it's just gross. Brown the meat off first, and then I'm going to be putting flour on it and my oxo and stuff like that. Right, so first things first, let's get this browned off. So I've got together my 2 Pyrex dishes. One's going to be the main one and that's the smaller one. So I don't need that until the last half an hour, 20 minutes of when your stew's ready. Right, in the meantime, so I've got all this browning off. Just had to turn that down because I went out to the van to get the dish. Yeah, so at this point oh yeah, they're starting to bubble now, boil. So let's time those. Rightio. So because I've got the saucepan free for this one, I haven't got the mashed potato one yet because that's going to be the meat one. I'm going to cut up my swede to go into this. Like I said, this is just going to be mashed with well, just mash next to some mash. We all like that. Just give my meat a stir. Now you might have noticed I've not actually put no oil into this yet, and I'm not sure if I'm going to. We're all different, that's the way I want to do it. Right, back to the Swede. So I'm just chopping this up into cookable sizes, so to say. So it'll be easy to boil and easy to mash. So at this stage we've got like what I call the dirty water at the bottom, and I like to tip that out. Now a lot of you do say keep that, that's full of flavour. I'm going to be honest, I'm getting shot of that. I don't like it personally, so I'm just going to tip that into the old There we go. It's quite a lot of it. So I might have to do that 1 or 2 times before it would have gone. Right, so I've drained it off about 3, maybe 4 times now. So we've got quite a lot out of that. Now you've got to remember, when they're packing meat like this, a lot of that is water. So that's not, you know, that's just not, I don't feel like that's good for you. Anyway, right, at this point I've turned the heat down. Oh, my carrots should be done in 1 minute. So at this point what I'm going to do is start making the gravy bit of it. So now I'm going to need some cornstarch, aren't I? So I'm going to cook this off with the flour on the outside. Well, I might not need cornstarch. I am using flour, aren't I? So I'm just going to cook this off. Oh, that was a horrible noise. I do apologise. So I can't remember if this is the right way or the wrong way I should be doing this, but it's the way I'm doing it. So now that that's been cooked off, because you've got to cook the flour off, so to say, you'll know what I mean if you know what I mean. Right, so I've got the heat right low on that, and low on the carrots. So I'm going to add some oxo cubes at this point. So if this lasts for 2 dinners, this is, I'm going to say, it's quite a cheap, hearty, warming dinner, really. So I don't know if I'm going to do 2 or 3. I might do 3. Now, it's not what they probably recommend, but that's what, I think that's what I'm going to go with. Right, we're going to add some hot water into that. Well, let's mix it first. Let's bring you a bit closer so you can have a look and see what's going on. I'm just going to... So ideally I want to get the flour mixture, the gravy mixture sort of made in here, majority. So I'm going to turn that heat back up, because I want that really to come to the boil. And scrape the bits off the bottom as well. That's where your flavour's going to be. Right, I just wanted to show you at this point. It's not come to the boil yet, but this is thickened up really lovely. So I have had people ask how to make the gravy before, like in a stew. And that's how, just a bit of flour, you can use corn flour or whatever. Here we go, it's coming up to the boil now. Now, I do know, and I have used it myself, just used the Bisto gravy as well. So you can do that. But if you're doing a stew, I do believe this is probably going to be the nicest way of doing it for a stew. But yeah, you can use just granules as well. But there we have it. Now if that's too watery, all you have to do is add either a little bit more flour or corn flour, or if it's too thick, just add water. Now with this, I do actually am going to need a lot more gravy on this. So what you have to do, I'm going to show you this. You have to actually to add to it now, because that's hot, and you have to do this with corn flour as well. So I've added more flour into that. You have to mix it with cold water and then add it, so then it doesn't get all lumpy and stuff. That's the way to do it. So you get your sort of mixture in there. Oops. There we go. So I've got my mixture in there. Now I can add that to the stew. So this way then it's not going to get all bitty and lumpy. So let's add that. It's a big tip for you. Don't be tempted to just chuck your flour in. Right, that's really going to thicken this up now. So what I'm going to do is add more water, because I need the extra gravy, you see, for the 2 dishes now. There we have it. Check that out. Check that out. Scrummy yummy. Right, at this point I'm going to add the carrots as well. Let's turn that off. I don't really need that on anymore. So the carrots are ready. Do I add the carrots? Should I add the carrots and then try and split it into 2? Yeah, let's add the carrots and then try and split. I might even add the mushrooms and try and split it into 2. So anyone normal would have cut them carrots down, but it's just not how I want it today. So there we have it. So that's nice and thick now. Let me get a spoon, I'll just show you. Oh, I keep getting the meat. There we have it, look. That's going to thicken up as well. So I don't need to add salt because them oxo cubes are salty. That's preference, that's up to you. Now I don't know if I really am going to add some herbs to this or not. Haven't really figured that out. Right, I'm just going to let that simmer, for just a couple of minutes, just to infuse some flavours. And actually, no, I was going to add all the mushrooms and onions, but I think that'll just make the pot too big. It'll be hard then to split it into 2. So these have been parboiling the carrots for 10 minutes actually, because they are whole, you see. I just hope that is still even long enough. Well, that's really thickened up, lovely. Look how thick that is. Well, nice. Right, I'm going to just turn that down a bit and just let that simmer while I come over here and dish those between the 2 dishes. And then I need to get that saucepan washed and prepare me mash. So I'm just going to use my hands for this, just so it's sort of evenly dished out. Not sure if I'm picking the right herbs today, but I'm just going to go with it. It's just going to bring a little extra flavour, isn't it? So I'll do just tiny bit of thyme. I'm actually going to do some parsley. It's just going to bring some flavour to the pot. Right, I'm actually going to turn that off now. That's actually really thickened up lovely. Right, we need to dish this between the 2 dishes. Right, I'm going to try my best. I'm going to do the big one first because that's the most important one. That's the... might even have to make more gravy for this as yet, I'm not sure. It might even all fit in here. And if it does, then I'll just chuck the whole lot in there. Oh yeah, it does smell lovely with the herbs actually. So at this point I'm going to try and mix that. Now this is silly really the way I'm doing it, just for the fact that I am lacking. Do you know what? That might actually all fit in one pot. That might actually do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this all back in here now. Give that a wash. I think that's all going to, don't get me wrong, it's probably going to overflow. But I think that's all going to fit in one. La 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 la, listening to Christmas carols, it's so lovely. Yep, I am making a bit of a bodge job of this, aren't I? It's just I didn't know where I was with it, did I? I didn't know if I was using one pot or two pots. Right, that is definitely going to overflow. Probably no room for the dumplings. Am I doing the right thing? Maybe I should do a little bit in there. I have broke it into two. It's a right mess now. But what I do need to do is make a bit more gravy. Just to add to it really. So I'm going to add more OXO cubes. I've just stuck some water at the bottom of that for now. Just to get the flavours off the bottom of the pan. So I'm just trying to bring the extra gravy up to boil. I've been scraping all the little bits off the sides just because it's a flavour, isn't it? So that's a lovely consistency. Once again, I hope I've got enough. Right, so in the meantime, I'm now going to just prep my... I have just put the oven on actually, because it's going to take time and it will stay hot for ages afterwards. I don't actually mind getting it on the go now. Right, so I'm just going to prep some bit of mashed potato to go with it. So we're going to have a blob of mashed potato. I don't think we need too much because we are going to be having dumplings with it as well. To be fair, probably don't need this at all, but I'm just going to do a little bit. I do know some people when they have like a stew, they do like, let's say, a crusty roll. That's nice, just like a crusty roll. Dunked in it, fresh baked bread. Whoa, that's over boiling. Right, so I'm going to turn that off. That is thickened up lovely. Delicious. I'm just at this point trying to scrape off all the bits at the bottom, because that's where your flavour is. Right. Right, let's bring this over. So this one's the more important one, isn't it? Now this could be too thick, but it's fine because I can just add water to it, which will, because obviously this is going to thicken up as it cooks as well. Right, that's that for that. I've got the oven on. Let's bring the dishes over to me tray. And that'll be ready to pop into the oven in. I'm just going to give it 10 minutes, let the oven warm up. What do you think?
Is that mine?
Yeah. Yeah? Happy with that one? The big one?
Yeah.
And that's all about the potato I'm going to peel. Still probably a bit too much, but never mind. Right, I've got to rinse those off. Right, it's that time. I have cleared up as much as I can. I'm going to do the hob once I've actually finished cooking. It's Diet Coke break. Oh, cheers. About to make the dumpling mix. I'm gonna need a little extra flour to sort of dust your balls off. No, but that's true, to dust your balls off. So I've gone for Aunt Bessie's. I don't usually, I just buy like the cheapest stuff. Years and years ago, I used to actually just buy the suet and make my own, which was an awful lot better, if I'm totally honest. But it's practical, isn't it? It's easy. So some of you might not know what dumplings are. It's just like a floured ball put onto the top of your stew, and brown it off on the top, and it turns out really nice. It's like a cheap filler, yeah, cheap belly filler, I want to say. So I've just got to add some, looks like there's salt and pepper and everything in that, so that's all seasoned as well. So I'm just going to add a little bit of cold water to that. So just do a little bit at a time. I suppose if you put too much in, just add a bit of flour. So I should really be using my hands, but I will do as soon as I get like the mix right. Not too much water. It does tell you the measurements, but I haven't got a measuring jug, so I can't do that. Oh, there goes something out of the cupboard. There it goes.
I saw something.
What?
It were a little machine which made little balls.
Right.
I thought it'd be good for you making things like this.
Oh, what, like an ice cream scoop or something?
Sort of. You can put pastry around edge and put things inside as well to make your own little mini Scotch eggs or something.
Might be worth looking into. Could get a does this thing really work video, which I haven't done for a while, have I? Let me just bring you down. You either watch that, or I think I might have to add some more water to that. So I did take some does this thing really work items with me to Scotland, but you know, I just didn't have time, just didn't get around to it. So I still have got a few more of those videos to come up, coming up as well, when I get around to filming them, obviously. Right, I'm just going to add the tiniest bit more into that. Ooh, that might be a bit too much. Apparently, you make these until they're sticky, and then, yeah, I'd definitely say this is a bit too much. So there we go. I need to add now a bit of flour. Yeah, you make this mix until it's sticky, and then you dust them off with flour. So I'm just going to add a bit of flour to that. That's no, this ain't going well, is it? Right, let me get that stuff out of there. I don't know, would that be all right? Yeah, that'll be all right. Bit of a disaster that, wasn't it? Never mind. Right, so I'm going to do tiny dumplings, small ones. Big ones are nice, but I think smaller ones can be cute. You've got to remember these sort of swell up, don't they? So you don't need them huge. That needs a bit more flour. And then put these on, like I said, I'm going to, for the last sort of half an hour-ish, 20 minutes, half an hour. And what I like to do halfway as well is actually flip them over, so they both sides sort of get browned. That's if you like it like that. So what I might do with the dumplings is only put it into the main one, actually. I don't think I'm going to pull it into the second one. I don't know, we'll see, we'll see. So I managed to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 dumplings out of that mix. But I just remembered I also then bought one from the shop down there a little while ago. So what I'm going to do is have those in the main one and then make these for the second one. And then that way then we're going to have loads of leftovers for tomorrow. It just makes life easy, doesn't it? So yeah, I do like a dumpling. It's like a cheap stomach filler, so to say. Yeah, this mix looks totally different now, so we can see which one is the better one and all that then. Right, let's get some more water into this. It's the same way. They're all the same way. Right, I might have put a bit too much water into that one. Let me just show you. Oh my God, it's swimming. Yeah, this should be perfect actually. So what I have found with dumplings in the past, making them homemade from scratch, the secret I feel like is don't overwork it. So what I'm going to do is just add a bit more flour to this. Don't overwork it, don't beat it, don't keep stirring it, just make sure it's mixed and then job done. Right, so I've added a bit of flour into that. Yeah, it's very sticky, this one. That might need more flour. There we go. It's coming together. Right, so what I'm going to do is put thin ones on the left hand side and put these ones on the right hand side. Because I'd like to know which one is the better one, and does it matter whether it's an expensive mix or a cheap mix. They totally look different. These ones don't look seasoned. But I still feel like that needs more flour. Yeah, secret is don't overwork these. Well, that took some doing to get out the oven. It's really heavy and hot, obviously. Right, so it's had an hour. What I'm going to do at this point is give it a stir and then take the foils off and then bake it without the foils now. So we'll be able to see now to whether, we'll be able to see now whether sort of more water needs adding to this. There's meat stuck to that. I ain't wasting meat. So it is bubbling up nice. Oh yeah. Now we like our stews thick, so it's up to you how you like yours, and up to you also what you put into yours. Yeah, so these are going to brown off nice on top now. I'll get that back in. Definitely for another hour, I'm going to say. Here we go. So I haven't got this on too hot. I'm going to say probably a gas mark. Well, mine is 200 Celsius or whatever that is in gas mark. So the stews have been in the oven, casseroles, whatever you want to call it. The stews have been in the oven for an hour and a half. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get the potatoes and the swede on, and I'm going to take these out of the oven to get my dumplings on the go, and just check on it as well, see if it needs a stir, flipping upside down and stuff like that. Right, this is really heavy. Oh wow. Okay. They're looking well good. Wanna come and have a look, babes? Ow.
I'd rather wait.
Okay. Right, so at this point, yeah, it's definitely thickening up. I knew it would. Which makes me wonder now to whether these dumplings are going to cook in here okay. Because it is pretty thick. I'd rather it be thick and not too thin. Right, anyway, we're going to see if we can squeeze these dumplings in. So, the left ones were for this one, wasn't it? Now, what I like to do with these is get some juice and pour it on top. Or flip them over, it's up to you which way you do it. Right. I think the rest are the other brand. there we have it. So I did put a couple of the cheapy ones into there. I just didn't have enough room in here. Right, let's see how they turn out. Now this could be a bit thick, this sauce, but either way it's going to be lovely. So I'm ready to mash now at this point. So I'll start with the mash and then I'll do the sweet and then we're going to dish up. Now I like to just add some salt, milk and some butter. So I've got the mash mashed. There we have it. That is an awful lot of mash. But bear in mind, if there is leftovers, which I didn't take into account actually, if there is leftovers, we could have had it tomorrow anyway. So with the swede, just mash it, no milk, no butter, but I then add a bit of pepper to the swede. Quite a bit. There we have it. Right, time to dish up. So Dan always has a green plate. So I don't want too much mashed potato. I'm terrible for portion sizes. Literally, I drive Dan bonkers. Right, here we go. Right, let me grab another spoon. Dish this one up. So like I said, any leftovers to that is going to be eaten tomorrow. It's definitely not going to be wasted. Right, the stew definitely has thickened up. This one's maybe have lost some of its gravy. So when it comes to having this one tomorrow, I'm going to add extra gravy. But as for today now, this should be, if there isn't enough gravy, I'll just make a jug full. But these dumplings have turned out amazing. Right, let's get Dan's plate. We'll dish him up first. He's the important one. Now he likes brown dumplings. If he's going to have one, he'll have the brown ones like that. Yeah. Alright, that's definitely a brown one. I'll give him 2 dumplings. Just dish up some of this meat and stuff. I just hope this meat's going to be nice, because obviously that's the dinner, isn't it? There's still going to be loads of leftovers of this as well. And there we have it. That's Dan's. Are you hungry or starving?
Starving.
So that's all the leftovers, but we can pick at it all night. Look, we have loads of swede and leftover mash. That's Dan's. He's about to eat his. And that's mine. Are you hungry or starving, Mazzy? Starving.